Desmond Bane's moving over to the Orlando Magic. Surprising to me. I mean, yeah, it is quite surprising because out of all the top three players on Memphis, that would be the one I'd keep. But
Mm.
now he's with Orlando. He was traded for KCP. Uh, there was another player that he was traded for in that
Um, Cole Anthony. Cole
Cole
Anthony.
Anthony, right? Cole Anthony, KCP, and a bunch of picks as well, right? So what does this do for Orlando? You know, they had a rough year, but a solid team. And what does this do for Memphis? And what does this kind of make you think what Memphis is doing? Like, what's going on between these two teams?
Alive. Well, for Orlando, I think it's a great move. And the reason why I say it's a great move is because Orlando had the defense, but
Yeah.
offensively, they just weren't there yet. You know what I'm trying to say? And they gave KCP, I think, like what, a 60 something $1 million contract last season because they
Hmm.
needed shooting. They needed shooting, right? And KCP on Denver showed that, his 3-and-D was what you needed to win a championship. But when he came to Orlando, just for me, it's not necessarily that the guys regressed. It's sometimes it's the fit. You know what I'm trying to say? And like
Yeah.
if you're a guy that's relying on perimeter shooting as your bread and butter, you need spacing and the right guys to be on the court with you in order to thrive. You know what I'm trying to say? If you're with
Yeah.
Jokic, it's easy to drop those threes, bro. Well, I mean Michael Porter Jr. I don't know if he's doing it, but it's supposed to be easy to drop those threes. So I think you give up Desmond Bane. I mean, sorry, you give up KCP, which it's okay. You give up
Yeah.
Cole Anthony, inconsistent guard. You know what I'm trying to say? The picks, people shouldn't go crazy over the picks because two of those picks are Orlando's picks in 27, 29, I think. And if Orlando's planning on competing or contending, those picks are not going to be that great. The only pick that's okay, I think, is next season. I think they own Phoenix's 2026 pick, which based on the
Could
way
be
their
good.
roster is constructed, it could be good. So like you're kind of maybe worried about that one pick this season. I think they're giving up a pick this year as well, which isn't high as well. You know what I'm trying to say? So like I don't think they gave up a lot for a guy like Desmond Bane who can drop 20 points a night. He's efficient from three, which I like. I love efficiency when it comes to basketball players and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
he plays pretty good defense. So
Yeah.
especially now, bro, Halliburton's out, Tatum's out, Dame Lillard's out. Like New York and Cleveland are probably your only teams in your way. And don't forget, Orlando went to 7 games with Cleveland last in 2024. You know what I'm trying to
Yeah.
say? So, I mean, this might be that one move where it's like we might be able to we might be able to make the finals just because everybody's injured, the East is wide open, and stuff
Yeah.
like that. The Grizzlies now. I thought Jaw was out. I thought I
Yeah.
thought I thought they were gonna ship Ja, but
Hmm.
I guess again I don't know, man. Dog, the new NBA, I don't know, bro. Like I'm so used to the old NBA where it's like the superstar would get would get traded and then maybe everybody else after. But now it seems the other way. Like the third guy, second guy is getting traded. And you're like, okay, what are they doing? You know what I'm trying to
Hmm.
say? But I don't know what Memphis is doing, bro. I have no idea what the point of this. I don't know if I read somewhere where they want to give JJJ that super max contract.
Crazy.
For a big man that doesn't rebound, I get
Yeah.
it. He plays defense. He plays great defense, but he doesn't rebound. He takes a lot of threes. I don't like when the big man is taking so many threes and not getting
Yeah.
rebounds. So,
Yeah.
so we'll see. We'll see what happens, bro. We'll definitely see what happens.
See, that move told me that they want to blow the whole thing up because,
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking.
right? What are you gonna do with John and Jackson? Not much you can do. Yeah, and then what? Marcus Smart is your third guy now. You know what I mean? Like, no knock on Marcus Smart because he kind of was the third guy in Boston, but I mean, like that's a tough roster in a deep, strong West conference, right? Um, has his issues on and off the court. He's inconsistent sometimes. He's a great highlight player, but like he doesn't do the constitutional things that a point guard is supposed to do, right? We already know like our ideology on point guards, so it's kind of crazy that like you move your most consistent, efficient player. That like you know what I mean? Like you could have traded Joff and you got maybe a little bit more. Like going with Orlando, they probably didn't have much more to offer because they want to keep who they already have. But I mean, for 4 first round picks, Ja is more or less in his prime because his legs are gonna go. You can't keep doing
Yeah.
this. You can't keep doing this. So, and I already thought that they were gonna like once I saw what they did with Luca, like Jaw, there was a big target on Jaw's back the next day. Listen, that's what they did to Luca. What are they gonna do to Jaw? Where's
Don't
Jaw?
kill me. Don't kill me. It's true.
Like it's crazy. It's gonna
So
like
true.
I really believe that they're gonna move him after that, and just seeing the Desmond Bane move further like that as well. I guess they just haven't found the package yet to deal him yet. Maybe he gets dealt with on draft night, maybe the day or after, right? But you might as well move him. Like, sure, you could keep JJ, but I mean, if you're gonna pay him that much, maybe not. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If
No.
he's gonna demand that type of contract, then no.
That's a lot of money for a guy who doesn't rebound, dog. But
Yeah,
yo, I don't know if you heard the rumors, like like a little sideways. The rumors are well, not rumors, but a betting website has our Toronto Raptors. If John Morant were to leave, our Toronto Raptors are the ones that would land John Morant. Which
I don't want him.
why? First of all, why are the Toronto Raptors always the number one on
Yeah.
any betting website to gain? Because it was Embiid, then it was Giannis, now it's John Morant. Like
I think that Kawhi trade has something to do with it. Like they're like,
it
oh,
has
don't sleep
to.
on Toronto no more because they'll make the move if they got to. I think that's
The
kind of where it
necessary
comes from.
move.
But I mean, if we were to get him, it'd be at a cheaper price because he's with a new team, which is kind of like what I thought was going to start happening across the league for a lot of superstars, given what happened to Luca. Um, People are realizing that these players aren't worth the super max.
Yep.
Sure, give it to Shea because he won and he does what he's supposed to do, and you get what you want from him. Sure, give it to him. You kind of have to give it to him. But these
Yeah.
guys that haven't done nothing, you don't got to give it to them no more. Like you know what I mean? That's what people are kind
Yeah.
of realizing, especially with all the off the court stuff that Job deals with. He's I don't think he's going to be in a Memphis jersey past this week. Like I'm
Whoa,
gonna give
whoa,
it.
whoa, whoa. This guy said
I
he's out.
think I think draft night is going to make him get dealt with. I think so. Either him or JJ, but like one of them is gonna have to get moved, and it should be both of them at this point. If you're gonna get 4 first round picks for Desmond Baines, you're telling me you're going to a rebuild because what you're gonna wait for? What are you gonna do with these first the 4 picks? You could trade them off and get another player, but why give up the best player that you had on your team? Like to me, he was the most, the not the best in terms of like stats, but you got what for the dollar value. That was the best guy that you had. They're gonna
Right.
blow that up. They're gonna blow
Right,
that
right,
up.
right, right. Yeah. That makes a perfect sense. Yeah. For for what he's being paid and the value, yeah. He's the best. He's the best. But yeah, I don't it's like maybe there's no market for John Morant. You know what
There
I'm trying
isn't.
to say?
Yeah,
You know what I'm trying to say? So maybe it was like, okay, it was either we trade Jaw for like pennies on the dollar, or we get a little bit more value out of the Desmond Bane the Bane trade. Sorry,
yeah,
but yeah, the Grizzlies offensively, like he's not efficient at all from three. He's injury prone. Like people don't give him
yeah.
that. Like John Morant's pretty injury prone. You know what I'm trying to
Hmm.
say? Off the court, he's a menace. He's a
Yeah,
YN. You know what I'm trying to
yeah,
say? So like
yeah. Facts.
yeah, like I don't know about this week of being him being traded because, like I said, I don't think there's value there. So I just think that it's gonna be something that might be dragged on, and
Okay.
I don't think there'll be whispers because I'll drop his value anymore. Like let's say he's like
Yeah.
he wants to be out, or if they're shopping him because that's why Luca. Sorry, that's why the Mavericks didn't get a lot for Luca because the Mavericks were shopping Luca, and they're like, why are you shopping Luca? Like
Yeah.
is there something we need to know? So we're not going to give you all these assets for Luca if you're shopping him. So
Hmm.
it might be the same thing. So maybe they're being quiet about it to be like maybe somebody will come knocking at our door and be like, hey, what's the price
True.
for Josh? You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
But I just don't know. Like you said, because we talk about point guards all the time. Ja's not your prototypical point guard. You had Halliburton who went to the finals, leading that team, being the engine to that team, and people called them overrated. So I think there's going to be a shift in what we're looking for in point guards, and
Yeah.
John Morant's not it, unfortunately. And I just don't think a championship. Hey, maybe a Washington Wizards might want to trade up some assets for him. Maybe the Utah Jazz. maybe a team that wants to, Portland Trailblazers, but none of these championship teams are giving up assets for John Moran. Unfortunately,
Yeah, you're right.
unfortunately,
That does already cut out a lot of teams that would even bargain for him because they're like, no, we're good. Like, we just need a 1-2 change. We don't need a star. So that's gonna lead him to a team that's doing next to nothing, right? Trying to kind of build up again, and that's not even someone that you want to start with, right?
yikes.
You're a great player. I hate to say it, but like some of these players kind of end up in pockets where like it's getting really specific in the NBA now. It's getting really specific. You have to be like damn near like LeBron James in terms of overall across the boards. You know what I mean? You can't have any gaps in your game nowadays. You can't. If you want that
Nope.
bag, you can't have no gaps. Can't. Right? If you want to
Facts.
be
No, I agree.
untradeable, you have to have no gaps. And all that they're gonna do is, if you look like a flashy, diamond or a pretty girl, they're gonna let you have them because you don't know the problems that it comes with. You know what I mean?
This guy's cold.
You're not gonna know. They're like, you want this pretty girl? Come take her. Take her. You have
Take your
no
dog. I
clue,
don't want
bro.
her, bro.
You have no clue. Oh, you want this? All right. What you got? But for Orlando, great move as you said. Forget the 4 first round picks because you're trying to win right now, and the window is
Exactly.
kind of ajar right now. The door is open. There's a lot of injuries in the East, as you said. New York can't even find a head coach. They can't even find a head coach.
I forgot about
So
that. Forgot about that.
that's
Forgot about
crazy. You fire your head coach, you have no backup plan. But they have a great
that. That's
coach.
deep.
They had a great season, although they were plagued with injuries, kind of one-off injuries that you don't really suspect because Paul Banchero is a solid body, right? You wouldn't think that he's going to be injury prone. He's not doing the most, right? He's not jumping and spinning and doing layups. So they're going to have a really great year. Baines is a very consistent, solid, shows up to every game, like not really injury prone either. Brings some maturity, brings a little bit of age and experience. And as you said, a very weak East. So they may be, top two, top three in terms
That's
of
what, yeah, yeah.
right. So we
I
shall
agree.
see. They have a good culture growing there. They didn't give up any of that culture really, although sorry, I forget the young man's name, but the not KCP, but the other guy that they
Cole
traded for.
Anthony.
Cole Anthony, he pulled some wins out for them last year. I'll give him that. He brings the energy, but once again, not my type of basketball. Like it's a lot of energy exhausted to get those results that he was given.
Yeah.
A lot of effort, a lot of what I mean. So that's not really something that's going to do well in the playoffs, anyways. So you bring in someone that is consistent and can put the ball in the hole at an efficient rate to go along with the Wagner brothers, Paul Banchero. All you really need to do is fill out the point guard position, and I think you have
Right.
a pretty solid, deep team, somewhat deep team, right?
Yeah.
That's just going to grow with experience. Grow like they're all young too. They're probably one of the younger teams in the NBA, right? Paul Banchero got drafted like 3-4 years ago, right? So
Yeah. All
very
young guys.
mature.
Yeah. Franz Wagner just got
Yeah,
drafted as well. Jalen Suggs, he's pretty young.
yeah,
Anthony Black just got drafted. Yeah. So they
yeah,
got a nice young core, and like OKC proved. I think
yeah,
OKC's the second youngest team in NBA history to win a championship, at
yeah.
like an average age of about 25, I think. So it's possible. It's possible to win in this NBA when LeBron, KD, and Steph are on the back end of their career. Sorry, it
Hmm.
seems like anybody can win at this point. So year by
Yeah,
year, if you make the right move, you like I could see, like you said, I agree. I had Orlando maybe even top two in the regular season. I'm not
yeah.
saying they're top two in the East in the playoffs. I'm just saying record wise, I think there'll be a really good regular season team record wise.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I said, I'm not mad at the move. I know some people are probably mad at the move because of the amount of picks, but I don't know if people didn't read into the picks. You know what I'm trying to
Hmm.
say? But to see that maybe only one pick has some type of value, and also you have to maybe send a pick to get rid of KCP's contract because KCP's owed over $40 million, and he's not doing
Hmm.
nothing for you. So
Yeah.
like, if you want a team to take on, to take on this year and next season and the season after that, they have to be compensated. Sorry. So
Yeah.
yeah, Orlando, barring injury, will be a really good team next season. Really good
Yeah.
team.
See, the thing is, I find that first round picks really matter when you're trash. When you're like in that middle to top part of the league, you gotta go all in. Like the window could be there and
Mm,
gone in seconds. So
Yep.
you have to capitalize on what you got now. Forget like I'm not thinking past 2026 because you never really know. Like you
Yeah.
never
Yeah.
really know. So
Fact. Year
28,
by year.
28, 29, yeah, you really never know. So